Is this an end to LA's earthquake drought? Southern California's biggest tremor in 4 years sparks fears that more could be on the way. LA's years-long earthquake drought could be over, warn experts. Monday's magnitude 4.4 quake was the most significant since 2008, but in the 80s and 90s tremors were more common. KTLA morning news anchors were seen diving to safety under their desks on a live newscast on Monday morning. The northern Pacific coast of Chile was rocked by several stronger quakes as powerful as a 6.7 just hours before. The magnitude 4.4 earthquake that rolled through Southern California on Monday morning could mark the beginning of the end for LA's years-long earthquake drought, warn experts. The tremor that struck near Westwood at 6:25 a.m. is the most significant shake in Southern California since a 5.5 earthquake hit Chino Hills in 2008. Earthquakes were far more common in the Los Angeles basin in the 1980s and the 1990s, but have been less so in recent years. We don't know if this is the end of the earthquake drought we've had over the last few years, and we won't know for many months, Caltech seismologist Egil Haukson told the LA Times. There were at least 6 aftershocks in the hours that immediately followed the 6.25 a.m. earthquake, with the largest was a magnitude 2.7 earthquake that struck 5 miles northwest of Westwood. U.S. Geological Survey seismologist Robert Graves told reporters on Monday morning that there was a possibility that the quake was just a prelude to an equal or stronger one. There's always the possibility that it's a foreshock, said Graves. About 5% of earthquakes are followed by an equal or larger shake which, if it does happen, typically occurs within the next couple of hours. Los Angeles police and fire officials said there were no immediate reports of damage. Broadcasters live on the air immediately announced that an earthquake was occurring. Anchors at KTLA TV took cover underneath their desk before quickly resuming the broadcast by seeking USGS information. "We're having an earthquake," exclaims anchor Chris Schabel as he and co-anchor Megan Henderson dive under their desk. It was over almost as quickly as it had begun, but a quick cut to a KTLA correspondent in the field a few miles away revealed he'd felt it, too. "It was a definite jolt. Just one single jolt, and I haven't seen the magnitude," said Eric Spillman. "But it definitely something we could feel here in downtown." Seismologists at the USGS have not yet determined exactly what fault this earthquake was on, and Graves also said, "We're continuing to analyze the data, but at this point, this seems to be what I would call a rather typical earthquake." It was one of the largest to hit Los Angeles since the 6.7 magnitude Northridge quake killed several dozen people and caused $25 billion in damage 2 decades ago. USGS seismologist Lucy Jones said, "It's not that large by California terms. It's the size of earthquake we have across the state once every couple of months," Jones said. "But we haven't had one like this in LA for quite a while." The quake was centered 15 miles west-northwest of the downtown Civic Center and occurred at a depth of about 5 miles. "It felt like a bomb going off underneath our house," said George McQuaid, a West Hills resident. "Nothing was damaged, but it sure woke everyone up. It was an eye-opener." The epicenter was 6 miles from Beverly Hills, 7 miles from Universal City and 7 miles from Santa Monica, the USGS said. Meanwhile, Chile's northern Pacific shore was rocked by a 6.2 magnitude earthquake just hours after a stronger 6.7 magnitude quake hit the same region. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has no tsunami warning in effect. The U.S. Geological Survey reports that this latest quake hit late on Sunday night. The USGS report says the earthquake occurred offshore at a depth of 6.6 miles. Its epicenter was 46 miles northwest of Iquique, Chile. The region has had a series of strong shocks since the quake earlier Sunday, registering between 4.9 and 5.2 magnitude. The earlier quake caused more than 100,000 people to briefly evacuate some coastal areas as a precaution. Minor damage was reported. Chile is one of the world's most earthquake